Fire in the hole, let's cook a steak. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard. What I got going on for you today is this beautiful aged Wagyu ribeye. If you're a regular viewer to my channel, you probably remember a couple of weeks ago I went to a place called Wild Fork Foods in Fort Lauderdale, and I got this amazing Wagyu ribeye. That thing it's beautiful. I mean, look at the marbling on that thing. It's unbelievable. I'm going to pan-sear this thing with some herbs and butter and garlic. It's going to be awesome. We're going to season it very simply. Now, some people are going to say, I'm using my root boy rub #1. Some people are going to say, oh, you should only put salt and pepper on that. Well, this is basically salt, pepper, and garlic with just a few other little things in it. So I'm going to liberally coat it with that root boy rub. And like I said, it's mainly kosher salt, black pepper, and garlic. So it's really not anything, you know, bad or anything that's going to give the steak a weird flavor. It's salt, pepper, and garlic. That's all it is. I'm going to coat it both sides with that. Then when my frying pan gets up to temperature, we're going to get it in the pan and pan-sear it, which is not going to take very long. So stay tuned. I'll give you a close-up shot of my pan-searing method of my aged Wagyu ribeye. My cast iron pan's on the fire. It's up to about 500 degrees. We're going to take some Sang stir-fry oil and put in there. That's a good high temperature oil that I'm going to put in my pan. Keep the steak from sticking to it. Then we're going to toss in the steak. Whoops. My well-seasoned Wagyu ribeye. Get it in there. I'm going to put a couple of knobs of butter in there. One on each side. Then I've got some garlic that I smashed, some cloves of garlic. Get them in there to further flavor that oil and that butter. And we've got some rosemary and some thyme to put in there. There's rosemary and thyme in the root boy rub too, believe it or not. We're going to cook that down, maybe some more butter, because we're going to baste this puppy with that butter. Got to get my glove on so I can tilt the pan. Don't that look good? Looks good already. It's not even nowhere near cooked. Get that in there. Cooking it up in that butter, boy. I'm going to take my spoon here and baste that thing. Baste it with the butter. Oh yeah. I think we might need a little bit more butter. Another knob of butter in there. Right there, so I can get some basting going on. I got my instant read thermometer. I'm going to cook it till we get to an internal temperature of 125 degrees, at which point we will pull that thing off there and let it rest. And then while it's resting, we'll drink a beer, and then we'll take a taste of this amazing steak. It's not ready to even turn over yet. I got to baste it with that butter. I get some of that butter in my spoon and give it a baste. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh, that is going to be so good. I'll tell you what I got to do. I got to be careful not to overcook it. This is Wagyu. Costs a lot of money. You don't want to ruin it. You know what I'm saying? By ruin it, I mean overcook it. I think we're going to pick it up and take a look at it. See what it looks like on the other side. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Going to give that a baste. Some of that butter sauce there, whatever you want to call it. Melted butter. Get some of that melted butter on there. Baste that puppy up good. got a nice crust on it. Got that garlic flavor, that rosemary, and that thyme. And I don't know if I told you, but there's some rosemary and thyme in my root boy rub. Steak is starting to look excellent. I gotta check its temperature. I know he's nowhere near 120, but let's just check it, just for fun. What are we at? Nah, we got a long way to go. So I'm just gonna keep flipping him and basting him with that butter, melted butter. Get some of that garlicky melted butter on there. Oh boy. What a beautiful crust I got going on. This is going to be one amazing steak. Amazing. Needs a little more time on that side. Got a pretty nice crust going on that side. Oh boy. You can hear it sizzling, but you can't smell this amazing smell of this steak. We're going to baste it, and baste it. Basting it and cooking it in butter with garlic, thyme, and rosemary. The garlic is getting cooked up too. Look at that. Oh man. Oh boy. This is going to be so good. I can't wait to slice into this puppy. Starting to look good. Let me finish this up, get it sliced up. We'll get a beer out here. We'll take a taste of this amazing aged Wagyu ribeye steak. So stay tuned. My steak is resting. There's the Frosty Root Boy mug. Look at the beer I got today. It's from the Hardywood Brewing Company, a Pilsner called Pils. And the Hardywood Brewing Company's in Virginia, and my beautiful cousin Lee lives right down the street from there. And she sent me some beer from Hardywood before, and she sent me some of their Beard League, which I aged for 2 years and then drank it. It was amazing. Let's pour out some of their Pilsner. Pilsner goes perfectly with steak. So let's pour out a nice Pilsner. This is what Budweiser could be if they cared about beer and not about profit, and not about maximizing their profit using rice instead of barley. Hardywood Pilsner, Hardywood Brewing Company, is a really nice brewery. I'd love to go there sometime. 5.2 alcohol by volume. I can't wait to taste this amazing beer. Let's take a sniff of that, Lassa. Where you been, Lassa? Ah, it smells great. It smells excellent. What a beautiful, light-looking Pilsner. Goes perfectly with my steak. I can't wait to cut into this steak, by the way. Let's quaff the froth off it, Lassa. That is excellent. That is so crisp and delightful. Wonderful. Okay, my steak has been resting long enough. It's time to cut into this puppy. What do you think? Think we should take a taste of this? Let's cut right into the middle of that. I can't wait to see this medium rare beauty that is this Wagyu ribeye. Look at that. I think I should have cut across the grain though, don't you? Let's see, we should cut it this way. Instead, we should cut it like this. Cutting across the grain, slicing the steak up. Like that. Oh yeah, see, like that. Like there's the perfect bite of medium rare steak. What do you think? Should I pop that in my mouth? I think so. Wow. That tastes, I can't even describe it. It melts in your mouth. It's so full of fat. You know, from the marbling. Mmm. That is just delicious. I have to tell you. Amazing. If you get a chance to try some aged Wagyu beef. If you've got a wild fork food in your neighborhood, run, don't walk, and get yourself one of these. It's expensive, but it's delicious. I'm not kidding. Oh. Oh. And pan-searing is the way to go, I think, in my humble opinion. I think that's going to be my thumbnail right there. I think we're going to artistically place this rosemary, and that's going to be my thumbnail right there. So hey babies, you know what I always say, if you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go open the iCard and check out my buddy Thomas Says. I think that's how you say his name. Thomas Says. Go check him out. He's cooking up some cool stuff. Subscribe to me, Root Boy Cooks. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but I'll tell you what, I can't afford to make this Wagyu steak every week, but it is excellent, really good. Top of the line right there. Anyway, come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer. You got that going for you, and this Hardywood Pilsner is excellent. And as is my aged Wagyu ribeye. Okay, babies. See you next week. Bye.